Hello everyone, and welcome to a live review party for Kubo and the Two Strings. Technically three, but I understand what the title's getting at. I liked this movie. Of course, as I mentioned back when I started this stream, I don't know if that information's actually going to be in the final video, but I am a complete mark for animation, and especially stop-motion animation. I can pretty happily just watch stop-animated movies, even if they're not particularly good, just because I really admire the craft. And companies like Leica, also known for Coraline, Paranorman, and Box Trolls, are on top of the game. They're really good at this stuff. So Kubo and the Two Strings is the latest stop-motion animated feature from Leica. And if you have a chance to see it in the theater, I highly recommend it, not only because I think it's a good movie, but because, and I'm going to be honest here, I want the movie to make money so Leica can make even more awesome films. Besides, I think that movies like Kubo and the Two Strings, these stop-motion animated movies, really benefit from the big screen presentation, and actually do benefit from 3D. Also, I didn't see it in 3D because it wasn't playing in 3D at my theater last weekend, so oh well. Because it's actual physical puppets moving around in a 3D space, so seeing it in 3D is really cool. The movie is a fantasy Dungeons and Dragons-esque adventure, which we don't see enough in the theater, I feel. You have a party of three people, a warrior, a magic user, and a rogue thief, another warrior, maybe ninja, assassin, I don't know how you'd classify it, but you have a party of three with different abilities who go on a quest to collect the three magical items that they need to beat the evil overlord who wants to kill them and take over the world. It's really that setup. It's like Lord of the Rings. I love that kind of stuff. I love those fantasy tropes, and this movie hits all those beats perfectly. It's interesting. I was talking in the Sausage Party review about how I couldn't really figure out the rules of the world, and the Kubo and the Two Strings threw me for a moment near the beginning, because Kubo can use magic, literal magic. He goes into the town square every day with lots of sheets of paper, which, because he strums on his I need to see it written to get the instrument name. Shamisen? It's a Japanese banjo. He plays his banjo, and his paper folds itself all origami-like into little characters that jump and dance and run around and act out the stories he tells to entertain the people so he can get money, buy food for his mom who lives in a cave. Now, my first thought is, oh, magic exists, and everyone just seems to be kind of cool with it. It's kind of like Kiki's Delivery Service. It's one of those, yeah, there are witches, they fly, no big deal. Yeah, oh yeah, Kubo, he comes and he does little magic paper shows every day, it's awesome. Yeah, magic is cool. It's like, okay, I guess it's just a thing that apparently only Kubo does, and no one is like gonna burn him at the stake. They're just used to him. Also, I thought it was funny that I love sidewalk performers, street performers. You know, magic tricks and juggling and comedy. That's all great. But the street performers are, despite their name, usually on the sidewalk. Kubo takes street performance literally and plants his ass right in the middle of an intersection. Not on the sidewalk, not on the corner, right in the middle of an intersection. And everyone gathers around, because his show is really awesome. I can just imagine some poor noodle delivery guy, you know, walking down the street going, oh, come on, guys! I have to get this here in 30 minutes or it's free. Move! Damn it, Kubo! Um, so Kubo's daddy is the Moon King who stole his eye and wants to steal the other one. So he has to go on an adventure to get the magical sword, helmet, and breastplate. Armor set. Which he needs to defeat the Moon King. Spoilers, he doesn't actually need that. All he needs is the power of love, which you can probably already guess. One thing I really like about the movie is the aesthetic. I was talking about how Kubo has a magic show which consists of pieces of paper that fold each other, make origami characters. The entire film has a very folded paper aesthetic to it. Not full on Paper Mario paper aesthetic, but enough of that flavor to be noticeable to a film fan like me. And I really liked that. So his mom dies protecting him, so he goes on an adventure with a monkey and a beetle. And that's your party. So you have the beetle, who's the great warrior. You have monkey, who's like your martial artist character, monk maybe. And Kubo, who's the magic user. And they fight giant skeletons and evil fish monsters and these witch sisters who have swirly chain sickle things. And it's fun and it's awesome, and I recommend everyone see it because I really enjoyed it. Don't know how much I want to say about it. One drawback I will. One negative criticism I do have for the film is while the film is definitely funny, I think in some instances it tries a bit too hard to be funny. And I think most of it's Beetle. The movie was working gangbusters for me right up until Beetle came on, and he's mostly fine, but I think maybe just trimming back his dialogue by about 5 lines, a judicious trim of 5 lines would be enough for me. For example, they're attacked by a giant skeleton thing, and he says something like, someone give me a hand, and the skeleton grabs him, and it's like, not that hand! It's like, lame. That doesn't ruin the movie. I wouldn't even knock a point off. Just a small criticism that a couple of the written as a jokes don't really play for me. It came off as just a little lame. Let's see what else to say about this film. This may be a Leica thing, although Box Troll's ending was pretty cool. The ending encounter is a little samey. If you've seen all of Leica's films, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I don't really want to spoil exactly how the movie ends, but if you've seen Paranorman, it ends very similarly. The final conflict is something quite similar. I would like to see Leica branch out into a somewhat different ending, because it does that a bit too often, I think. Not that the ending doesn't work, it's maybe a little bit too clean and happy for me. Maybe too neat of a bow on top, but it's fine. So that's my thoughts on Kubo and the Two Strings. And I won't spoil it, but I will say those 2 strings would not work like that. But it's a magic shamisen, so so okay. The 3rd string wouldn't work like that either. Nope. But again, magic, whatever, it's fine. Jordan asks, have I seen Hell and Back? Yeah, I did. I did see it. It was okay. There, it had some stuff that was funny. Uh, I would, I would honestly say Hell and Back is right on par with Sausage Party. It's a, you can sit through it. I can't recommend going to the theater to see it. I couldn't recommend really paying for it in the sense like a VOD or rental or theater. But if you have a service that's streaming it like Netflix or something, yeah, give it a watch. It's fine. There is some stuff in it that's worth watching, I'd say. So let me pull that back a little bit and see what. Yeah, it's ironic because he has 3 strings. Yeah, magic. They need to get stronger strings because every like strum and the string snaps. Like every damn time I got to restring this friggin' guitar. Be like every time you shot a shot an arrow, the bow snaps. Oh, I got to restring this again. um, Jordan used to make stop motion animation. I made some stop motion. I actually said this on the podcast last week, but I tried stop motion animation when I was young and back in the 80s and had a giant video camera that used VHS tapes. And there was no way to take a single frame. I just had to click the record really quick, click, click, to just, and I'd end up with like 1 sec each movement would end up being about a second long, making some of the worst stop motion you've ever seen. But that's really all I had. That's all I had to work with back then. So, Cousin Durka's going hitting the sack. Sleep well. How do I get thousands of views a day but only 7 people show for a stream? I don't know. I have over 9,000 people subscribed to my channel, but most of them don't watch my stuff. So I have no idea. So I wish there was a way to for subscribers to give. Well, I guess they could PM me. But I'd be curious as to what it is that the people who, 8,000 plus people who rarely ever watch my videos, why are they subscribed to my channel? What kind of content are they waiting for? I don't know. Yeah, I actually do have a lot of people on the other side of the world who watch my stuff, and they're in bed right now. So, have I seen Corpse Bride? Of course I have. It's well, of course, that's mean. I'm sorry. Yes, I have seen Corpse Bride. It's on the shelf back there somewhere. I like it very much. Not as good as Nightmare Before Christmas, of course. That's one of my top 5 favorite films. But yeah, Corpse Bride, really like that. Like Frankenweenie too. I thought that was very entertaining. Have I heard the theory that Frankenweenie, Corpse Bride, and The Nightmare Before Christmas is all the same lead character since each one has a human man and his dog? I had not heard that, but that's an interesting fan theory. Hi, Zombie. Yeah, we're about done. I actually have to go to work in 20 minutes, so... Anyway, those are my thoughts on Kubo and the Two Strings. Gorgeous movie, a lot of fun to watch. I recommend it. It's a great Dungeons and Dragons-esque fantasy adventure with really impressive stop motion animation, and it's amazing how. I'm screwing this up here. And it's amazing how Leica and Aardman and all the stop motion companies just continually top themselves. Sometimes it gets sometimes it gets too computery, but I mean, how else are you gonna do an ocean? you know, water is kind of difficult to do in stop motion. It doesn't hold still very well. Although I do remember there's a scene, I think it's from the Wallace and Gromit short, The Wrong Trousers, where the penguin is, there's a silhouette where he's drinking some liquid out of a glass, and that was actually liquid that they had to remove with a syringe. Yeah, a small amount at a time to get the level to go down. Some amazing stuff. I also, what was it called? It was Animal something. I forget what it was, but it was basically they'd interview people, just these interesting people, and then they'd take those interviews and then they'd uh, animate different animal characters to it. So I forget what that's called. Creature Comforts, is that what it was? Whatever it is. So I also saw the Shaun the Sheep movie. What was it? A year or two ago. Not great, but fun. And it has a cappella song in the middle of it, which is always bumps up the score for me. Jordan, people have used blue wax paper to make water for stop motion. That's one way to do it, but it definitely does look like blue wax paper. Of course, sometimes that can be the aesthetic you're going for. I mean, for example, if someone decided to make a stop-motion Paper Mario movie, you would probably use ideas like that in your set and character design. So, okay, I managed to review 2 movies in 45 minutes. I'm pretty happy. For those who are not watching live, I did the Sausage Party review right before this, so this is the same recording, just split into 2 videos. So, thank you everyone for showing up and keeping me company and giving me your thoughts on the films. Hope you enjoyed the reviews, and I will see y'all another time. Take care. Bye.